Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to HOAG Money. Your time is 3:15 p.m. Tom, you're overseas somewhere. Glad to see you're with us. As always, we got to start with the CFTC disclaimer. There's a lot of risk in trading futures. We all know that. Risk capital is the only money that you should be using, which to me is money you can afford to lose, which one of the reasons I love Top Step. I'm not going to be suggesting purchase or sale of anything. Everything we do here is for educational purposes only. The trade ideas should be coming from the people that are here looking for opportunities to make me money. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations, and I certainly believe they do because there's no accountability, no rules, and no consequences. This is a live account, ladies and gentlemen. We are trading small, but still there are consequences to what we do. And of course, there's no expectation for success or lack of success in this. And of course, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. The rules for HOAG Money. Welcome everybody that's watching on YouTube. Welcome everybody that's in the Zoom meeting. We're going to have fun today. Kindness and respect is expected above everything. There's always differences of opinions and different ways to look at markets. So we are... what makes them so good is that difference of opinion, right? We're going to have a couple of people enabled to talk in the Zoom meeting. We're all going to be involved in the decisions in the markets and in the trades we take. And of course, context is always helpful when we're discussing trades. We're going to use the chat room to discuss those trades. We're going to use the polling system in Zoom to make those decisions. We're focusing for the time being only on the E-mini S&Ps for opportunities. We're going to try and remember not to trade just to trade. We're not allowed to take losing trades. Of course, that is a joke. We all know that there are going to be losses in futures trading. We have to be able to accept that. And your feedback on HOAG Money is vital to its continued growth. And hopefully we are going to enjoy this session today. Here is the platform that we're using. Of course, we're always thinking about context in the longer time frame. And yesterday we had an opening range trade that played out very nicely for anybody that took that long. Do we want to do the same thing today? When we're looking at yesterday, we had settlement was up here. The market opened here and traded lower throughout the entire evening up against important inflection. And then the buyers came in and pushed the market higher. We've got a late spike that bases essentially right here at 39.0375. 39.0375 is the base of the late spike, so we're opening below it, indicating potential rejection of higher pricing. We are going to be opening right in the middle of value and range from yesterday in what appears to be a very sticky area. Looking for a couple of folks here. All right. I don't think my brother's going to be showing up today. He's got a little issue with one of his teeth. We'll have to see. So, first question, I guess, usually, are we going to do the opening range trade? We have not been successful on Wednesday on HOAG Money with it. Yesterday, of course, it did play out, but we were a lot closer to an inflection level. My thought, is if we're going to be looking at things in context, okay, here's the mini S&Ps. This is not correct. Where is this? Thought I had these all set up, 38.51, so that goes down there. Last week's low is right about there. So, we've got the market pushing back lower. This was an important day, the 19th of July to me. was the day when buyers really started to kind of dig their teeth into this, and whereas the market taken us right to the beginning of that session, extended trading hour session, we broke out above it. We saw a whole bunch of open interest come in, and that's what I think was the impetus for this push to the upside, which, kind of finishes. Bad news came in. Now we're right back to where we started. As far as what we've got facing us tomorrow with the FOMC meeting, I always have the kind of thought or the expectation that a lot of our longer time frame traders aren't directional. They're hedging. They're positioning themselves to protect themselves about anything wacky that might happen tomorrow. So we think wacky might be something that we're going to be thinking about, right? So, so I don't think we have Matt Hoyt. We have one of our fan favorites, Ben Ramey, is here. Anybody that would like to chat, let me know. But for now, I'm going to just send the poll. Do we take the opening range trade or not? I know my thoughts. What are yours? We'll see what we have to say here. Shaw is agreeing, kind of a hard pass. Middle on value and in congestion. Completely agree. 63% participating in the poll right now. 47 say yes, 53 say no. So we're going to take a hard pass on the opening range trade, which I applaud as a positive decision, a good trading decision. We're right in the middle of range from yesterday on a very choppy middle of the range. We're right by the gooey middle. I much prefer that we get the cookies, that we get the crusty cookies on the side instead of the gooey middle of yesterday's range. There he is. Matt Hoyt, I'm going to bring you in. Hope you're ready. I think we talked about it last week, having you come in and chat. Anybody else, any of the fan favorites want to join us, please do. Just let me know by raising your hands.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hoyt. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well, thank you so much.
What's going on?
Let's see, I'm just trying to cut this up and see if I can find something.
Right? Yeah. I'd like to, as long as we don't have anything that we're really pressing to do early in the session, can we share your screen so we can kind of go through some of your thought process using the pitchforks?
Sure. Let's see here, share screen.
How was the weekend?
It was a lot of fun. Did absolutely nothing, which was perfect. So you watch the Bears get smoked.
Yeah, right.
All right, so S&P. All right, let's switch the NASDAQ over. So, you see me here?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what I do typically. This thing, get out of my way. Move all the drawings, so that's easy. 20-minute time frame. Price went vertically down here, then it kind of consolidated. Boom, we had another nice drop. Up, down, new high, so higher high, I should say. The fact that we got above this high here, are we gonna What are we doing? What are we gonna do? Let's see here. Let's get rid of this. Garbage. What I like to do, kind of mark these highs and lows. So I like to measure these price swings down. Let's measure that. See what happens when price reaches that same distance. It does. Over 38.79. I mean, just because price gets here doesn't mean anything.
Right.
I want to see something like this. Now I'm interested in getting long. You see what I'm saying? Because price broke this high and didn't make a new low.
Understood.
Higher highs, right? So I'm waiting around, a whole lot of waiting around. I mean, we could do this. Price will reach the median line with 80% probability. Once it gets there, three things could happen. Consolidate before it makes up its mind of what it's doing next. We could get a zoom through, retest, then keep going to the next probable line, which would also be 80%, right? Or, after price consolidates, we maybe get some upside action, and then it's going to go back towards hence from which it came to this line. I'm not expecting anything crazy today.
Did you say hence from which it came?
I did.
We have Shakespeare with us today, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, we could also look into a modified shift. A modified shift connects point A to point C. Then every other line is parallel to that. So sometimes you get this, where price comes down to here, and then if it's like really getting active to the upside here, like bars getting wicky to the upside, you feel like if you really get some pop, you're going up to here. It's just how it could play out in a couple different ways, right?
Okay, awesome.
Flow, we could do the 5 minute, and once you get it down, you can go, okay, let's look at the 5 minute. Here we got a low, high, low.
Steep.
Yeah, well, that was a modified shift. This is a pendulum pullback. We're measuring where we think price is going to reach and fail. Boom, which it did. So maybe that was a nice little trade here. You could have maybe sold the line here, put your stop above this wick where price tried to go up and then got rejected. That was small risk. I mean, you'd be at like 9 even on your stop. Your entry would have been 5 even. 4 points to make 94. Well, I don't know. You'd be going for at least 10. I'd probably be going for 15.
Somebody says sling blade voice. I like the way you talk.
I mean, this is really all I need to look at, For this low, are we going to have an inside day? It looks like price is kind of zooming through here now. Right, so maybe
kind of looking like you're reaching for that low of that consolidation area from yesterday. Middle of the day.
Yeah, right.
Vince, a small opening range. Did it look to the downside here, Vince?
So you see on this upswing here, this swing here,
Mm-hmm.
where it reaches the top, that's the last swing busted. Like price thrusts up here and then fails. This measurement is a nice, comes into play a couple times on the new leg.
I see.
Right, I mean pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Close enough for rock and roll, as we say, right there. So now, that's what I'm looking at.
Otherwise, we're doing nothing.
Otherwise, we're doing nothing, right? We're being patient.
Awesome.
Like I said, I mean, if price does pop up here, I'm happy to maybe take a shot. I don't know. We'll see. I got to have my stop above this 95 now.
So you got to base your entry on that to make it cheap enough to take, right?
Exactly. So then, based on that, here's my go no go. Like my maximum risk is 10 points on a micro. Do I want to? I don't have to risk 10 at a time, but
right. But you would have to there more.
Yeah, you'd probably be like this. Even on the pullback here. So if I pull back. Well, here, I could go there. 95 half, 88 quarter, and maybe take it to this quartile here. Right, I'm still at 4.38 to 1 risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
Below my maximum risk. I'm a little bit above this structure. I mean, I don't know how significant this structure is. It's just a small time frame chart. I'd rather be a little bit higher. So we'll see.
I like that no thing you got going there. What platform is that? Oh, that's TradingView?
Yeah, that just helps me. It's basically, you could just use a trend line to do it or something like that.
Sure.
This is more visually comfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when I start thinking of these brilliant ideas, which are going to cost me a lot of money, I say, oh, that's why I didn't do that.
All right, I'm going to take this screen back just for the time being.
Right. Something on a bigger time frame, I do the same kind of thing. So
yeah, something pops up, let me know.
Will do.
So where is our 1 minute opening range high this session? But in the longer time frame here, we're in a mess. So I'm going to make this big so everybody can see it. I saw the comment about my cursor being hard to see. I'll see if I can't fix that for the next Make HOAG Money. But it's hard for when I'm doing the forecast on the white screens to see it. So we'll see if I can't figure out how to do this. But here we are. I mean, this area here was kind of a no-go land for me. I mean, we're getting pretty close to value low from yesterday. We're seeing one-time framing activity. I'm not sure that I want to step in front of this. My idea for today, really, Matt, is let the market establish an early range and fade the extremes. Merrick, they are on our YouTube page basically immediately after they're done. Here is a link that I think will take you to our YouTube videos page. And you'll be able to see all of them there. So, yeah, they are recorded. Let's take a look at the profiles here. Oh, here we go. So, our point of control was here, volume point of control here. Both of them tested in the overnight. We have some continuation to the downside. Value low is being presented down here at 71, half 71.75 area here 72. That's TPO value. This is volume value. Just not looking like that there's any real big reason to get into anything real fast here other than that opening range trade, which I believe still remains the high, only because we didn't take it. So that was a $3 opening range. That's one you almost have to take because it's so cheap. All right. Well, that's all right. That's water under the bridge. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I think that what you're saying, Matt, what I'm saying is be patient. We opened in range. We opened in value. We rejected a late spike yesterday, which leads me to believe that we're going to test lower first.
There we go.
Yeah. So aren't we geniuses? And we just get to watch.
You can't win them all, right?
No, of course. Of course. The overnight, was short. And I think if it's the short time frame traders that are still pushing this lower, at some point they're going to give up. They're going to say, okay, that's it, and we're going to stop and turn around. Where look at value low here. It's kind of the lower extreme of the area of balance that was established after the first 30 minutes yesterday. Looking at this a little bit differently, we're looking at this through profile right now. So that's value low from yesterday. Overnight low, we're already beyond. But again, we're kind of one time framing lower, so I don't want to just step in front of this on the first attempt. I would rather see a base get formed and then have an opportunity to come back to that base to look for the opportunity. Joe D. Bookmap went through 75 liquidity like a hot knife through butter. Now it's showing liquidity at 72. Which is, in essence, TPO value low from yesterday. This is volume value low. TPO value low is a little bit lower. It is at 72. So what Joe is saying with that book map, we saw that last week or the week before, right, Joe? When you were showing that? There's a series of orders that have been left there, and if they're still there, could be an interesting area for an execution. But right now, it just seems to be ripping through everything. Oof. So it was suggested that we add some different times for Make HOAG Money. So I think in October, we're still a little busy here in September, but I think in October we're going to add Monday and Wednesday Make HOAG Money from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. We're going to watch the closes and see if we can find opportunities to make me money. Eon saying too many traps on both ways, and that's why we're trying to be patient. So as soon as I come up with a date when that's going to begin, I'll let you know. Probably again right around the beginning of October. Getting greedy. Daniel, how are you? Would you like to join us today? I know you've talked about it. If you're ready, we can chat. And we got Vince pointing out that the afternoon pullback low was taken out, which is afternoon pullback low is right here. Ah, good morning, Rick. Wasn't sure you were going to make it today. We got Joe D joining us, giving us a little bit of book map information, hopefully. You should be made to a panelist now, Joe D. Oh, okay, Joe. All right, sorry. Maybe you were just trying to tell us there's through it, and so far no liquidity below anywhere. Usually something will show up. So what Joe is saying is, number one, he's got a trade on, and number two, that he's not seeing any pile up of possible bids down below the market, at least not yet. So, not a very exciting session here so far. We haven't taken any trades, but I think we're being smart and waiting for opportunities as the day goes on. Again, because FOMC tomorrow, not expecting major adjustments in inventory from longer time frame traders. Looking for opportunities for shorter time frame traders to find themselves in stuck situations, get chewed up. Still looking for some sort of structure to build itself on any lows here, because we got to be thinking that the overnight inventory is holding a lot of short positions. So far, they're still getting paid for it. Starting to build some volume right here. You can see that the volume shoulder here. We have a Ben attenuation at the low here, below value. All right, so if we were going to be thinking that we may be building some sort of structure down here because of how the volume and the attenuation, my thought is always to try and get the other side of the volume shoulder, which I call these shoulders. Here's the upper shoulder. Here's the lower shoulder. When I'm looking for buys, I'm looking for the lower shoulder. This would allow us an opportunity to limit risk. Shaw is saying starting to build some volume down there. Wondering if Joe is seeing any bids coming in here now, because we're below value. Below value down here. We're almost halfway back to the halfway back mark here. Morning, Rick. How you feeling?
I'm doing good, and how are you?
Righty. Righty. We haven't done anything yet here this morning. Market's really just kind of opened right in the middle of the ghoul from yesterday.
Yeah.
We're looking for some sort of basing to begin on these lows because we think we're getting a little bit short as far as short time frame traders are concerned. So now I think we're kind of looking for a pullback to see if we can get a cheap long near the current low. Do we like that?
No.
No? Why not?
I don't know. I like the short side too. I feel like it's where we started.
Typically, when the opening range is the high of the session, I'm looking for shorts too. But I'm thinking about the situation, how deep are we going to go without the longer time frame traders? Let's ask. Do we want to take? Are we looking for a possible long if we can get cheap enough here at the low? Shaw says he doesn't like it, but if it's cheap enough. Joe says went through heavy liquidity to the upside at 72.74, which was prior support. Ian says entry 69. I like that. I mean, it would be so cheap if we got the opportunity. Okay, we're halfway there. We have 68% in agreement. 32 don't. So let's see. Buy. We don't want to go too cheap. So we're risking 3 points to see if we can get a long down here. And we have another kind of short time frame situation that was pointed out by one of my personal performance clients where we have the volume point of control almost at the very extreme. There is a tendency that we've noticed for price to go the opposite direction. So it looks like we're going to get filled here. Come on.
You will.
You wrecked it. It traded it, but we didn't get filled. Brothers. We'll see what happens.
Here it comes.
There we go. All right, so we're long. We got our stop in. We're risking 3 points. Is it even worth a worry? And if it works, it could be tremendous. Kind of contrary to the opening range trade, which kind of makes me a little bit iffy on it, but Rusty Golfer likes the idea of waiting to short VWAP. You got a Rick Hoagland kind of guy here.
Yes.
Where's VWAP?
38.92 quarter. We came within a tick of our exit there. but somebody told me never move stops.
We're looking to get out.
I haven't thought that far ahead. It's going to get us. There it is. I think we're too tight. Joe, with that 65, 66 support, I mean, that's where we're at now. Do we just get it back in this? We're just going to see it. We're going to see what happens here. I think we were too tight with our risk. So you would be a buyer there with 66, 65, 66? So, Joe, when you say 61, 62 is building, that's liquidity that you think the market's going to go and get. Well, we got a little space here. What are we thinking for a target?
You have
91. That's pretty aggressive. I like it. I like it. You're going to have to take out that opening range high. I'm going to put a seed up there just to see what happens. But that's good reward over risk, I'll tell you that much. Joshua says VWAP's a good target.
Yeah.
65, 66 building also. That means buyers coming in the book at those levels. 65, that's what I thought. Well, we may have one we're going to have to sit with here for a while as long as we don't get stopped out. Keep those buyers moving up. Keep those buyers moving up. Oops. Info. Delta 8,800, 1,000 now. There's Delta. We get positive Delta against direction. If I were to say that there was a Delta divergence here, I would say it would be longer time frame sellers. Because we've got positive Delta and we're near the low of the range. More aggressive buyers unable to push price higher. But we're going to see what happens here. Matt, you're just not seeing anything in your time frame, are you?
I'm trying to get short, and I'm just not getting in. As I ticked up to my price, I didn't get it.
So it's trying to keep you out. That's not a good sign.
And I'm not a chaser, so I'll see what happens. 14 line, we're going to the lower parallel, which is the new lows. I mean,
Right.
if you ride it out to that, you're looking at 38.25. 38.31 half is my target. And I'm just trying to get in at 77 quarter, which so far no low. Then my stop is at 85 even.
New TPO.
Struggling.
Losing Delta here.
And like you said, I'd be like today, we're not expecting anything
Right.
really, big range wise, and it's going to save that up for tomorrow. You never know.
Yeah, I mean it's all everything's probabilities, right, Matt? I mean you gotta figure that the probabilities are that anybody that's involved in holding positions is going to be more concerned about finding ways to protect themselves about tomorrow than trying to take advantage of it.
Right.
So you got, major banks just trying to get evenly hedged. You got speculators trying to get evenly hedged or adjusting inventories to lower what their risk is going to be. Boy, oh boy, we got a nice push down here now. Yeah, Joshua is right. I mean, I was just going to say that a few minutes ago is, You know, when the opening range is the extreme, I tend to try and trade in that direction, and that is the case right now. Even though it wasn't all that confident, got a lot of eyes on this right now. It is certainly jumping.
Well, you took the lower low there.
Yep. Yeah, you can't put the stop just too close to below a previous low. The market tends to come and take those stops out.
Well, I got short the NASDAQ at 11,932. My stop is at 953, so just a 21-point risk, which is super tight in the NASDAQ. I mean, my max risk is 50 points. Anything below 30 is a gift, and if you get it, you're lucky. Now let's hope I don't get stopped. Is the question.
Just to put things in context, Matt's a little bit of a longer time frame trader than most of us. He's looking for some pretty big bites out of the market and will hold positions for more than a day.
Yeah. But even so, 20 points anytime in the NASDAQ is nothing.
Right.
I mean, it's because you're probably going for at least 100 to 200 points on any given day. That's easy for the NASDAQ. Today, maybe not so much, but I would expect at least 150-point range today. Even
Right.
though it's slow.
Mm-hmm.
It might take all day to happen today.
Well, we got our point of control just a few ticks from the halfway. The half back is right here. The opening range was down here yesterday. Buyers all day. Opening range here. Sellers back to where buyers were yesterday. Who knows? Who knows? What a great name. Just seeing who's here. This is a real name. I love it. Cedar. Here we sit. Should do the Jeopardy.
The 0.75s in the market.
Yeah. Here we sit. Brokenhearted, came to trade and only charted. Hi, Cedar. Nice to meet you. Love your name. So right back to half back. Well, if we're still in this, we're just going to let it play out as it is or get out MOC, huh, Rick?
Say let it play.
Let it play, right?
Yep.
What's that, Matt?
Are you long or short?
We're long. We're long. 67 quarter right now.
Go long or go home, right?
And we're looking to get price back to VWAP, which keeps creeping lower here. We're at 38.90, 38.89 now. But if price continues to push up, that's going to change. Well, I get the dollar signs in my eyes whenever I think about if we take out the high of the opening range, that there's more to the upside opportunity here, but we're going to stick with that 91 level. And I'll, of course, use my 10% rule. If we start getting close to it, I can take it out a little bit early and still call it a complete profit target hit. Jamie is saying, good place to be short. Wouldn't want to be long. You see what Bob Brudder wrote in there? There's new ETFs with tickers Nancy and Cruz to track lawmakers' stock buys. Now, why didn't I think of that? Those tickers are perfect. Joe D chewing through a lot of liquidity up here, price seeking out this liquidity, 70 to 78 building. 78 is where I think somebody was saying we need to get through that for this trade to stay valid. We need Paul, not Nancy, but yeah. The 3,000 positive delta now. Buyers are certainly trying to be aggressive holding this thing up. Jamie, don't hope you're wrong. My spirit animal, Rusty Golfer, is short with a stop at 78 quarter. Folks are saying 78.80 is an important level. Michael's asking, at what point should we cut profit? What point do we just say, screw this and take money? I think we're... Shaw says, now. Like now, Joshua says.
Move your stop up if you're.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, but I just hate doing that. I feel like it creates a magnet. I know I'm going to get stopped out, and then the trade's going to play my way.
I mean, your risk isn't huge.
Right. I mean, if we'd moved it to break even, we'd be out now.
You got the Dow's breaking.
Yeah, everything seems to be kind of against us.
Well, I mean, price made a run to take out the opening high, which it didn't do yet.
Right.
It also hasn't made a new low yet, so you're kind of in limbo. I mean,
Right.
I feel like if it stops at 64 and you get hit, you don't want it anymore anyway. Because that means you made a new low for the day after 9 o'clock.
Right.
That means you're going, right? I mean,
Why couldn't we do this yesterday? Opening range was the low of the session. It was a great trade.
Price really gave you a nice hand yesterday, too. I missed it.
Insight to 2020.
Yep, right. Well, and if we'd be still short right now if we took the opening range from the short side.
Look at the range
Yeah.
today. It's
You
very
you could do that, get out and get short.
I don't think you need to do anything until you make a new low and pull back to sell, I think. I mean, because if you don't make a new low, well, maybe we'll make a new high, right? I mean, we don't know enough yet.
Here it comes.
We'll see.
We lost about 2,000 in delta on the bottom here. You see some sellers.
There we go.
There we go.
Seems like Nasdaq's putting up a better fight.
Well, there we go. Cancel that. Working nothing. Was our opening range high yesterday? 38.58 quarter. It was the high of the opening range yesterday.
Well, interesting, the Nasdaq did not make a new low yet for the day. Usually, when the SPOO's make a new low, the NAS is right there, or ahead of it. So,
Well, I think we're out of luck for Make HOAG Money today. We'll have to see what happens on Thursday. And again, we're adding some other times, and we'll see about adding other markets as we continue to move forward. But hopefully there was some we learned from today. And I look forward to seeing everybody for the coach's playbook and trading strategies today, and later for the recap as well. We'll have to see. See if maybe I can make a little money for us today. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I learned to buy the Nancy ETF. Good job, Rusty. Jamie, you were right.
well, you could still get another thrust higher up to that 75 zone where I'd maybe try to sell it.
Where you look it up here?
Tight stop. Tight stop at 78.5, 78 quarter.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, huh?
We shall see. So what time is the coaching today?
Well, the coach's playbook is at 11:30. It's on YouTube, and then the trading strategies is at 12:30. Pretty basic stuff, Matt. I don't know if you need to go, but appreciate it.
Just something fun to do or say hi.
Sure. Yeah, you're off today, so
Yeah, right.
we'll see you then.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Trade well, everyone. Have a good day.
Everybody have a good day.
Be ready for tomorrow.
Right?
Yeah. Save your ammo.
Yep.